literally. In a land of likes, leggings, and lattes comes a podcast hosted by two basic beings, Becca and Maddie. This is the Basic Bee Podcast.
Aww. Becca was playing her headband as an instrument.
Yes, my headband, because you can't see my belt and I can't move my hips that fast.
So for those listening, Becca is a gypsy right now.
Yes, and why don't you say who you are?
I am Lizzie Lizzie McGuire. I'm a little sad because my headphones are covering my spiky buns.
Why don't you do a quick flip around so our viewers...
I don't want to show you the back because it's probably ugly from the back.
No, the back actually looks really good.
But this is just Lizzie McGuire inspired. It's not an exact outfit that she wore, but I just feel like this is something she might have picked out.
Yes, I agree.
And you're a lovely gypsy.
Thank you.
Did you buy that all together or what?
So we went to a really cool Halloween bar crawl downtown a couple years ago.
Ooh.
And the day of the event, I still didn't have a costume.
Oh my.
So I was like, I need something. And the two clothing pieces were on the clearance rack. And so I was kind of like, okay, a weird pirate. Then I saw the belt and the headband. They came as a set.
It looks
so I just kind of put it all together.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
It looks perfect.
Yeah, the top and bottom were, like I said, a clearance piece on the rack. So, yeah.
From where?
Spirit Halloween.
Love that place.
I know. I've been once, and then I need to go back. So, for my final Halloween outfit.
Yeah, I'm excited for what's to come.
I am too. I can't wait for our listeners and especially the viewers to see what we got coming up because it's pretty epic.
Yeah, I really spent some time premeditating what I wanted to be every week and what I could do cheaply because we had 4 outfits to plan.
Yeah.
And, you can spend $100 on one costume.
Easy.
But this is all stuff I already had. I mean, my hair was easy. I have a choker on and some dangly earrings. But I wanted to be zombie Lizzie McGuire. Obviously, that didn't work out.
No, we have been crazy busy with time.
Yes.
Maddie's been working like crazy. She's modeling still. She's got a trip coming up.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that pretty much covers it. I mean, I'm trying to see my mom, my boyfriend, my friends, and all that stuff.
I know. It's hard to balance everything.
It really is. And Becca's graduating her master's in December.
Yes. Maddie was over here prepping for the episode, and I was working on my report, and it's 19 pages, and it's due tonight.
Oh my gosh.
I just have to edit it. I'm not that bad of a procrastinator. Just for our listeners, my instructor just took a while to get back to me on a question. So now that he's gotten back to me and I've gotten it fixed and answered, I just have to go through and make sure everything is grammatically correct.
Was it double spaced or
single?
Ew, 19 pages single spaced.
Yes, it's been rough.
I couldn't even write 19 pages about something I loved.
Yeah, I think it's like 6,500 words right now.
And it's about what again?
So we had to do a case study, and the case study encompassed going to a workplace, and they gave us a specific, I didn't have to go to a workplace. The information, the data was already there. You just had to put it in a report that made sense.
Ew.
So, yeah, it's been rough. The study itself was 20 pages, and 20 pages single spaced, and it took an hour to read, and I've probably at least read it 10 times. Saturday, I spent 13 hours on the report, followed by Sunday, where I spent 4 to 5 hours on the report, plus all the time beforehand. So,
and I'm complaining, and I'm not even in school.
Well, you are kind of technically working 2 jobs though with modeling, so.
And I feel like this takes up so many hours of my week.
Yeah.
Just editing and listening to the podcast.
We both technically have 3 jobs then.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a part-time job.
Yeah, I had to cancel. We were going to record this episode on Thursday, and I had to cancel on Maddie because I had to work on my report that on Thursday night. And, she reminded me that this is supposed to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So we're keeping that mindset. We're keeping it fun. And
Yes.
I think tonight's episode is going to be really fun.
I think it is going to be really fun. We're trying to keep with the Halloween theme, and we've got some ideas for the whole month of October. But it's still stressful just because there are so many things that it takes just to get an episode out.
Yeah, I know.
But it's really satisfying and it's really worth it.
For sure.
And we did reach 51 subscribers.
We're almost there, guys. Keep subscribing.
We're almost there.
Yes.
What does that mean?
We're almost at 1 million.
Oh, yeah.
That was the goal, right?
Yes.
By the end of October.
Yeah, that was it.
I'm glad we thought of something achievable.
I think, yeah, we manifested it, so it will happen.
And by this time, our TikTok will be out. So, Maddie released it on TikTok today, and it's going to be released on Instagram on Monday.
Yes.
So, by the time you listen to this, it will be last Monday. So, make sure you look at that.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
You can follow me on TikTok because that's what we're using. It's at It's Jadebird, like my Instagram. We're not having a Basic Bee TikTok because we
Too much time.
No, we can barely,
Yeah.
stay afloat.
Yes. And, having them on Maddie's TikTok just makes it easier because she already has it. She knows how to work it.
Yeah, I have 8,000 followers.
Yeah, so it's getting out there.
That don't interact at all.
So I'm going to introduce our topic if that's okay.
Okay, what about our obsessions?
Oh, do you want to do obsessions or the topic first?
Well, maybe we could talk about the topic first.
Okay, so before we get into our obsessions, our topic is the science behind why we like to be scared. So what causes this fascination, this loving of spooky season? Spooky season is practically one of the basic bee seasons,
I mean, yeah, it's in fall time. It's the coziest time of year with the best staples, like with jackets, boots.
Yeah. So what I think we should pose as a challenge to our listeners is we want you to send in the spookiest decoration you have in your house.
It could be either an actual decoration or maybe something that you haven't cleaned in a long time.
Yes. What is the scary thing in your house that scares you the most? It could be that moldy cheese in the fridge.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
It could be a Halloween decoration. So send it to us.
Please, no fecal matter.
No fecal matter. Just keep it PG, y'all.
No feet either.
No feet. Yeah, we don't want to see your feet. We don't want to see your dad's feet, your grandpa's feet. No feet. So
your brother's feet, maybe.
Yeah, maybe if your brother's a handsome foot guy. So anyway, send that in to @basicbpod and we will be reposting them.
Yes.
And maybe we could put it to like you could pick your favorite two, I could pick my favorite two, and the viewers can vote on which one's the scariest.
Okay.
So
first we have to get 4 DMs.
Yes. I think we can get it.
I think so. I mean, we did release our podcast with a female bodybuilder, so I'm hoping that gets a few views.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's a good quick summary of the topic and what we're going to do. Do you want to tell me what your recent obsession is?
Yeah, and real quick on the topic, I only have a little bit about the actual science behind it, but I was thinking more fear in general, so I might give you some other facts about that.
That's kind of where I'm coming from too.
Okay, that's
so
good.
I think it will be good.
All right. Well, I have a recent obsession that is secondhand flannels.
Ooh.
So I realized I don't have nearly enough flannels in my wardrobe. So I have bought a couple since that realization. And I don't know, it's like the fabric is worn in perfectly. I like looking for the correct colors. And it's just fun to think about somebody else embracing their basic bee wearing that flannel that I just bought.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I have some flannels I'm getting ready to get rid of. I
want to see them.
Okay.
One of the flannels I bought was actually at a boutique, and it has a quilted piece on the back.
Ooh.
And it's just really cool. And it was bleached, so it has a ombre effect. And it goes from pink to red flannel, and it has that quilted piece on the back. And I think that's what I would wear if I was a cartoon character.
Well, there you go. You have your cartoon look. If you weren't Lizzie McGuire today, I could envision it better.
Yeah, I wish that I had Lizzie McGuire's orange flip-flops and but that's too boring.
Yeah, that's fine. I like the outfit. It's very
Thank you.
on brand.
I did thrift this shirt, and I always get compliments on it. It's a tie-dye shirt, and then I got my overalls from Forever 21 a long time ago.
There you go. I like it.
But I have spent some decent money on my upcoming outfits.
Okay. I can't wait to see them. I've spent a little bit. I've been trying to do good. My last outfits might be my actual Halloween costume I wear Halloween night.
Mm-hmm.
So,
are you going to wear the Halloween costume on Halloween night, just here? Do you have plans?
Yeah, so every Halloween I go over to my parents' house.
Aww.
And we don't get any trick-or-treaters here. So, we go over to my parents' house and kind of we all pitch in. My parents' neighbors come, and so it's just like a big party. So, my mom makes soup every year.
Soup?
Yeah.
What kind?
Are you wanting to come over? You can come over.
Possibly.
She makes a variety. Last year she did a chili and a cheese tortellini sausage soup or something. Yeah, it was really good. And sometimes the neighbors, they'll bring over a soup too. And so yeah, it's just like a fun soup night.
A soup night for Halloween.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then sometimes I go over to my friend Heather's after. I don't think I can this year because it's on like a weeknight. I have to work the next day, so I think I'll only get to do one place. But yeah.
Okay, well, that sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have plans for Halloween. I haven't really ever had plans for Halloween.
Well, you and Dawn, and Carolyn can come over and have soup.
Okay. Good soup.
Good soup.
Do you get that now? The good soup thing?
No. Wait, I'm sure I do. Remind me.
It's a thing on TikTok.
I mean, I've heard it.
I don't even understand it myself. So let's just move on.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So, what's your obsession?
So my obsession is Thomas Rhett.
Yeah.
I went to his concert last Friday.
Yes.
And he was amazing.
And you wore a little yellow dress.
Did you catch the song?
Well, you told me your plan.
Oh, yeah, I did.
I don't know his music.
So he has a song, and I wore an outfit inspired by the song. And I looked really good compared to everybody else. We saw some...
Our humble queen.
I know. Well, okay, people just weren't very creative. And everyone...
What do you want?
Everyone wore flannel. And I'm not dissing flannel.
Rude.
But it was like all these people were wearing flannel, bedazzled jeans, and boots.
Like Buckle? Like the Buckle store? Yeah,
possibly Buckle. Most likely American Eagle. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that was kind of annoying because I was like, you got to be original. I was the only one that had an outfit inspired by a song. I did see a girl with some really cute, what are they called? The 70s pants.
Bell bottoms.
Bell bottoms, and they had stars all over them. And I thought those were pretty cool. And then, I'm trying to think. But yeah, it was mostly guys in flannels, jeans, and boots. The girls were either doing like a belly shirt with a flannel over it or something. And I was really annoyed mostly because my husband wore flannel. And I could not find him in the sea of flannel.
Did he wear boots?
No, he didn't want to be fake country.
Oh, okay.
So he didn't do the
But he's actually real country.
He's real country, which was weird. But he said that Thomas Rhett is pop country.
Yeah.
He's not country. So he felt like he couldn't betray country like that.
Did you get cold in your yellow dress?
Actually, no, because I was up dancing and partying the whole time.
Ooh.
So there was a drunk guy. I got nailed in the chest by one drunk guy. Yeah, he reached over to see.
That sounds wrong.
I know. Ew. Well, no, but like his arm. So he reached over because he saw like a friend pass or something, and he reached right in front of me to grab his friend's shirt, and like my boobs were right there, and I just like wham into his arm. And I was like, ow. And Brandon wasn't with me, and the guy is lucky Brandon wasn't, because Brandon would have said something. But yeah, so then there was that.
That's really weird.
Yeah, and this really drunk guy was throwing cans at us.
Did the guy who punched your boobs say sorry?
No. I just kept
Dang.
although I didn't give him much time. I just kept walking. I was about to pee my pants.
He probably did it and thought, ooh, that felt good.
Soft.
Yeah.
So yeah, this guy, like, he was being funny. It wasn't like he was meanly throwing cans.
Mm-hmm.
He was just like super, super drunk, and he would like do this dance, then throw his beer in the air, and then it would just land near us or like near a different group of people, and then he'd like run and get it and be like, oh, sorry.
Were they empty?
Yes. Then he would just dance with it again, throw it up in the air. It was like he was playing fetch with himself. I don't know.
Sounds like a 6-year-old.
Yeah. Well, he was probably a
6-year-old mentally.
He was a 6-year-old mentally, and he definitely was not
inebriated.
home. Yeah.
He was not home.
But yeah, Thomas Rhett was amazing, and then Gabby Barrett was the opener.
I hope she makes you smile. That one?
Mm-hmm. I wish if I would have known you liked that music. You don't like Thomas Rhett though.
I don't really know him. I'm sure I would have had a good time, but I think Gabby Barrett is awesome. That was like the last season of American Idol I watched.
Oh, I didn't even know she was on American Idol.
She didn't win, but she got really close to the end, and then she married a guy who was like in the top 10 or something.
Really? Because there's a guitar player that was
He
with
had long
her.
hair.
Yeah, he had like a bun.
Yeah, his name's Cade. They got married.
Okay. What's his last name? Did it start with an F?
Cade something.
Because she had a shirt that said Miss F not Miss F, but yeah. So she was on, and yeah, it was really, really good.
Did she sound good live?
Yeah, she did. I was just kind of annoyed because she didn't play a lot of her own songs.
Oh.
And she has an album out by now. And, she's like the first opener. So she maybe played 6 or 7. And she didn't do, like, she did a song by, I forgot their name. She did a song by one artist. Then she did a Journey song. And then maybe
Boring.
I know. I was like, play your own music, girl. It's good.
Maybe.
If people are she has 3 number 1 hits.
Well, I went to see Kesha at Butler in 2016, and that was in the middle of her lawsuit because she had claimed that her producer had sexually assaulted her, and she wasn't allowed to sing any of her own songs during that time because of the lawsuit.
Wow.
So she had to do a bunch of covers. It was still really good, but she couldn't sing like TikTok or anything like that.
Yeah, that blows.
But it was a $5 concert.
Yeah, she hasn't been around since though, has she?
She's put out a few things, but nothing has slapped like that.
Yeah.
Her party girl face.
Mm-hmm.
She's done some country stuff. She does have a good voice.
Mm-hmm. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
Grab my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit this city. Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of water.
That's beautiful.
We're sober.
At the Basic Bee podcast, we do encourage you to brush your teeth with toothpaste and use mouthwash and floss every day, please. We are pro dental here.
Yes. Okay, so starting on our topic, maybe you should start us off with what you have, and we can go back and forth.
Okay, so I have a little activity. So I have the 14 best scary things to do during spooky season, and we're gonna say whether we would do them or not.
All right.
Okay. Would you play spooky games in the dark?
Like what? Like Ouija?
I think it could be any games. Like when I think of Halloween games in the dark, I think of, that one game where there's like a killer, 2 detectives, and you got to figure out. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We used to do hide and go seek in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a version of tag or something. So that's what I think of. So my answer is yes.
Yes, I would do everything except Ouija.
Okay.
Even though I think
I don't do Ouija either.
If I didn't believe in like Jesus and stuff, I would definitely play Ouija though.
Yeah, you probably would. You seem like a Ouija-er.
I like to do scary things.
Yeah, I know.
How do you know?
Because you do like to do scary things and you're trying to force me to do them.
Like go to an adult haunted house.
Yes, that's terrifying.
All right.
Okay, read some frightening tales. Heck no. No, no,
Heck
no, no.
yes.
No.
One of my favorite things was when I was younger, like 8 to teenage, was my mom would get me scary stories, and they were like my favorite.
Huh.
And then she would read me like scary stories that were for children when I was little before bed.
That's so terrifying.
And I loved it.
Well, I mean, whatever made you go. Get up. What am I trying to say? Okay.
You're reading too many words.
Yeah, we're going to cut that out.
No.
Whatever makes you happy as a child and gets you to go to sleep was what I was trying to say. I've written too many words in the past 5 days, y'all.
All right, number 3.
Read some chilling poems.
That's
We're
the same thing.
Ring around the rosy.
That's a scary poem, actually.
It is. So I would not. I find poetry actually kind of boring, but
Same.
okay, cool. Watch a scary movie. No.
Heck yeah.
Spend some time in the woods.
In the daytime.
Okay. You wouldn't do the nighttime.
I would have to be with a group. I have done this at night and it was fun. We looked for Slender Man.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know who that is?
Yes.
It was fun.
I remember because of the story about the one girl that survived when Slender Man told her to kill.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that? Like, okay, so for our listeners, this psycho girl, it was 2 girls, right? That attacked her?
I think it was 2 girls attacked a different girl. They were teenagers.
Yeah, and they said that Slender Man, this like, kind of haunted story, kind of like a Krampus.
I think he was like a video game character.
Yeah,
or
he was a
something.
video game character, but like people said that, he was in the woods and stuff. Yeah, like this girl got stabbed, like wasn't it over like 20 times and survived?
Yeah, I don't know if she survived.
Yeah, she survived.
Huh.
Yeah.
I would go in the woods with a group at night, but otherwise I would have to leave at like dusk and I would not go alone.
Yeah, I wouldn't go into the woods alone. Period.
Well, I would probably see a clown.
Ugh, no. No, no, no. Research. Okay, that we're skipping. Is research terrifying events and places. I don't mind researching places. Do you? I think that's so weird.
I would like that kind of goes to my fall bucket list. I would like to do a tour somewhere of like a haunted, I don't know, landmark in Indianapolis or something.
Yeah. See, I would do something like that.
Yeah.
So this one I thought was really cute. Host a midnight tea party. I don't know how that's spooky, but I think it's cute.
I think that'd be fun to dress up and do a midnight tea party.
Yeah, that would be fun. We should do it.
I've never heard of that.
And then I like this one as well. Host a murder, or I guess host or go to a murder mystery dinner. I think that'd be really fun.
Yes, we actually did that. It wasn't a dinner, but
Mhm.
a girl in my senior high school class did something like that when I was a senior.
Mhm.
And it was like where you try to figure out the murderer.
Yeah.
And I was the murderer.
Did you know, or
I knew. We all got cards. What's that game called?
I know what you're talking. I don't know what the game's called.
Anyway, I was the murderer and I won the whole game because nobody thought it was me.
Really? Were you able to sell your story pretty well?
Yeah, I won a gift card.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I turned everybody against the person it was me and one other girl, and I turned them against her.
Oh, like 2 people killed?
What?
Like 2 people were the killer, or you just turned them against some random girl?
Well, it was, so they had narrowed, the whole group had been eliminated and they were voting. And so it was me and another person. And I had convinced everybody it was the other person.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I guess I'm a good liar.
There you go. I looked up the different murder mystery games. There's Hunt a Killer, My Mystery Party Murder, University Games Murder, Murder Mystery Party Game. It had to be one of those.
Those all sound the same.
Yeah, they do.
All right, next.
Okay, that was all of them.
What? I thought there were 14.
Most of them were kind of stupid. Like one was like, would you confront your fears?
No.
No. So that's why I didn't read them. I only read the relevant ones that I thought were good. But
all right.
yeah, so I think we'll post these in the stories too, so you guys can vote on what you would do, what you wouldn't do. I wouldn't read a poem. That's boring.
Yeah.
The most compelling one out of all of that would be to maybe do the murder mystery party, because I think that would be fun.
We should do a murder mystery midnight tea party costume party.
I like it. Jam it all in there and play some spooky games.
Yes.
Not Ouija.
We could do a bar crawl beforehand.
There you go. It's a perfect night.
But I have to have friends for that, and I don't.
I'm your friend.
I have you.
That's all you need.
And my friend Rachel.
See, we got people.
All right. So, anything else?
No, I think we should get into it.
Okay. So, something I was reading, I was kind of looking at stuff on YouTube and Google, and something that was interesting is, why doesn't everyone like the feeling of being afraid?
I found that interesting too, because I don't.
Yeah, but I do. And
yeah.
We've always been like that.
Mm-hmm. Do you like suspense?
I love suspense.
Okay. That's interesting, because I do not like suspense. Like, I'm that stupid person that like has to Google the end of a movie if it gets too suspenseful.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not like that.
I am.
You like to plan.
I am a planner, 100%.
So that makes sense. But basically what I read was it's very heavily dependent on your brain chemistry. So it's just like why people are predisposed to depression or, I don't know, anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. Some people like the feeling of dopamine that's released when you're in a fearful state, because dopamine is released, which is like your happy hormone. And some people don't like that rush of dopamine. So you apparently don't.
I don't. I 100% do not.
Something else that I hadn't really thought about was, when we know we're in a safe environment, we're able to basically compartmentalize, and we can process our fear differently than if we were in a truly unsafe environment. So as long as you have a somewhat controlled outcome, you can enjoy these rushes of dopamine.
That's interesting.
But if you don't know how it's going to end, like if you're in a truly scary haunted house, then you would not enjoy that feeling probably.
No.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Nobody would probably. Well, there are truly fearless people, which I want to talk about.
Okay, that sounds good.
Did you have anything to add?
No, I kind of read about it on my article. It's called The Safety Net. And they kind of pointed out that you're cognitively lazy. So kind of that different. It's like when we're out of that safety net, is our bodies like it because it's different. And our brains, like you said, chemicals, all of that jazz.
I feel bad for our brains. They're just trying to go through what we're putting them through.
I know.
But I guess it's our brain putting it through that.
Yeah. And my brain is very lazy sometimes.
That's why you're getting your master's.
No, but I have my lazy days where I'm like, I just want to sit here and watch TV all day.
Everyone does.
Yeah. So
you're banging your brain around.
I know. My poor brain. It's been subjected to watch Survivor, Big Brother, Dancing with the Stars, Bachelor in Paradise. I'm dumbing it down.
And you're reading every night before bed?
I stopped doing that while in school. I can't. I mean, I prefer to do it, but I keep getting books, which is a huge mistake, because my books I can't read in bed because Brandon turns the light off and it's annoying to hold a flashlight. So
you could get a headlamp. That's what I had.
I should.
So another thing is basically at the end of a scary experience, we feel very accomplished with ourselves.
Because you made it through the frightening escapade of
Yeah.
events.
It's like tricking your brain. It's like even though you just purposefully did that to yourself, you still feel like you did something hard, which you did.
I mean, I kind of feel like that when I'm on a roller coaster.
Yeah,
At
there's
the end.
exactly.
Like I did it. I knew I was safe the whole time, but I did it.
I was listening to something about fear, and it was talking about like when people are able to go from screaming in fear to like laughing really hard. And it just reminded me of us on Steel Vengeance.
I knew you were going to go there.
Because yeah, you really feel like you're going to die for a second, and then it's your brain catching up and realizing you're okay, and then you can laugh at it.
Yeah. Or laugh at the person in front of you on the roller coaster the whole time.
When their bun comes out.
Yeah. I think we shared that story, didn't we?
I think so. Basically, Becca's bun was falling out in front of me.
Was flailing.
And I was dying.
And then different time on that ride, my shirt came up and I flashed the entire park.
Yeah, and it was caught on the camera.
Yeah, my shirt was coming up on. Luckily, it didn't do the bra.
Yeah, we didn't see anything too much. But
I would have paid for that picture though.
I definitely would have. Brandon would have.
He would have framed it at work.
Yeah. Ew. All right. So the chemicals released during the like fight or flight response, they work like glue in creating what are called flashbulb memories. Have you heard of those?
Mm-mm.
So flashbulb memories are kind of like those movie moments in your life that you go back to a lot. And they really form your opinions on certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So they're those vivid memories that you have when you were little, most likely. Not necessarily little, but in those pivotal moments in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So the chemicals that are released during these exciting or scary times help cement those in your memory. So that can either create a positive or a negative association with what you've experienced. So, this kind of ties into the fact that things we don't understand are scary, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So, a big one is fear, because it's the age-old question of what happens when we die. Let's see. And then anything that defies the rules of nature as we know it is scary to us. Or anything that goes beyond the normal. So that's why that's the reason why monsters are really scary to us. I have something that says monsters are defying the general laws of nature in some way. They have either returned from the afterlife, like ghosts, demons, or spirits, or they are some kind of non-human or a semi-human creature. It speaks to the fact that things that violate the laws of nature are terrifying. And really anything that doesn't make sense or causes us some sort of dissonance, whether it's cognitive or aesthetic, it's going to be scary. Like axe-wielding animals, masked faces, or contorted bodies.
Yeah, I mean, I think that any sort of thing out of the abnormal has been, met with great following. I mean, if you think about superheroes, they're abnormal. They have a massive following. I mean, if you think about scary movies in general, which are, it's just that your mind goes to the bizarre, the abnormal.
But there's like a kind of fascination there.
Yeah. So, and I mean, if think about all these monster, I mean, what is it? Titans? There's like a Titan movie coming out.
I don't know.
It's the Eternals. They're not Titans. They're something else. But yeah. And it's called The Eternals. It's a Marvel movie. And it's like these creatures come out and they have to protect the humans from the creatures. And a lot of people are very excited about this movie. And I think, maybe that has something to do with it. Just the bizarre creatures.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about, so I'll kind of go into this, but have you heard of like freak shows?
Like the circus people?
Yeah, like circus people, like
Yeah.
deformed people,
Yeah.
freaks of nature. So those were kind of one of the first things that happened so that we could kind of self-scare on
Mhm.
purpose. So another story of that is the Russian ice slides. So the Russian ice slides began, not surprisingly, given the name. Sorry, I'm reading something. So they were sleigh rides down a snowy mountain in the mid 17th century, which was a very long time ago. Riders would sit in the sleds and speed down the mountain, which sometimes included additional man made bumps to make it a little more exciting.
Wow.
So it's basically like a roller coaster.
Hmm.
So the Russian ice slides became more sophisticated throughout the 18th century with wooden beams and artificial mountains of ice. Eventually, instead of ice and sleds, tracks and carriages were constructed to carry screaming riders across the Russian mountains. Even more exhilarating terror came when innovative creators decided to paint scary scenes on the walls that shocked and thrilled riders as they passed by. And these came to be known as dark rides. People were terrified, but they loved it.
Interesting. So that's kind of maybe how roller coasters and storytelling on the rides came from.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's like a mixture of a haunted house with a roller coaster,
Mm-hmm.
which I always loved the scary roller coaster rides at the fair. Did you ever do those?
Scary. I don't think so.
Kind of like where you sit in a cart and it would take you throughout this little haunted house and things would jump out at you and stuff.
No. I mean, like, it kind of reminds me of Haunted Mansion at Disney, though.
Yeah, something like that. But let's see. So ghost stories were also told around the campfire long before we had summer camps. So there are the graveyard poets of the 18th century who wrote of spiders, bats, and skulls paved the road for the Gothic novelists of the 19th century, like Poe and Shelley. These scary stories provided and continue to deliver intrigue, exhilaration, and a jolt of excitement to our lives. So there were poems written to scare you.
That is interesting.
We should read some sometime.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We should do, and we could snap at it. At the end, you know?
Oh yeah, like
How they
Mhm.
do.
That's a good idea. Did you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, so I found some interesting information.
Let's hear
One
it.
piece is a little comical. I just thought this article explained it really well. So I'm just gonna kind of read it here. On a psychological level, there's an appeal to the vicarious experience. What's forbidden, bizarre, and dark. Horror films in particular allow us to explore the experience of fear in an enjoyable and safe way. They also allow us to identify with the bad guy without getting ourselves in too much trouble. Many of us need to expose ourselves to sensations which are different from our daily routine. This helps us feel more stimulated by life. Identifying with the dark side of human nature can be quite cathartic as well. So I thought that explained kind of why
Yeah.
very well, because it's a part of, a lot of people want to be away from their routine.
Yes.
B, it's a safe way to experience fear. And
it helps you identify with the bad guy, it said.
Yeah.
Which is a good point that I didn't find. Because all of these things of self-scaring kind of let you see into what it would be like to be very close, if not evil.
Yeah.
Or bad.
And then the last one is stupid, but I'm going to read it anyway.
Okay.
Closeness with others. Experience fear helps a guy get a good date.
I did read that.
Yeah. So I thought it was just kind of funny because, a lot of people would take, it's kind of that age-old idea where they would take girls out to a haunted house on like one of the early dates because, she gets scared and leans into him and he has to protect her. But they do say that for both because usually like, while maybe the male historically acts tough, they do actually get closer through that experience.
Yeah, I read more about like the hormones produced during, scary stuff. It did say that it builds stronger relationships, and like going back to the flashbulb memories, the hormones are like glue and cementing these very important moments in your life. And so if you have this pivotal moment and you think back and you think of the person you're with and you feel that sense of satisfaction afterwards because you were in a safe environment, you'll probably think back on it more fondly than you would have just like a picnic in the park.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, and the hormones are oxytocin and endorphins. There were a few others, but those were like the ones I remembered from health class. So
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. Did you want to talk more about that at all?
No, I'm good there.
Okay. One of the last things I had was going through these times of like haunted houses, scary movies, stuff like that. It provides an escape. So when you're going through a moment of fear, you're not really thinking about your bills or your classes or your
That's a good point.
future. So you can purely just be in the moment. And I think that's another reason people like it, because you can just zone out. You don't really have to think about anything else except your instinct to survive.
Yeah.
So that was something else I thought was interesting.
Yeah. When I kind of looked at reasons why people like scary movies in particular, and a lot of it kind of aligned up with stuff we already said. It's the escape, like you said. It's the ability to feel fear, but while, there are safe controls around you, the adrenaline rush, all of that. But I did find it interesting that research suggests that men like scary movies more than women.
Really?
And I found that kind of surprising because a lot of my female friends are more into scary movies than my male ones. So I'm not sure.
Yeah. I have only really been to see scary movies with more of my girlfriends than my guy friends.
Yeah.
But I definitely like a good scary movie, but it has to be within a range.
Yeah. So, like, do you like gory or?
I will do gory. That's not really my favorite. Like, I've seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and that kind of freaks me out. I find that I have very, I can almost feel a sensation when I see it if it has to do specifically with skin. I think that has to do with my bad habit of picking.
Oh.
And I get really freaked out by scabs or like ripped skin. So anything that's super gory where you're getting cut open or your Achilles heel is getting snapped with a pair of gardening scissors.
Ew.
I can like almost feel it, and it freaks me out a little too much.
Yeah.
I like more psychological thrillers, murder stuff, but anything demonic / evil or spiritual, I can't really do too much of either, because I basically believe in that, and I do not want to deal with that.
Yeah, I think for me, I don't mind haunted stuff. Like, I do not mind. Like, I've watched, like Woman in Black. I've watched.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I've watched some of the scarier stuff with like ghosts, and, I've watched the classic House on a Haunted Hill, all of that. That doesn't really bother me. Like, I used to really like the show A Haunting. And that doesn't bother me. It's stuff that I feel like could happen to me. And it's because, like, I don't personally, like, believe in, like, ghosts, like us coming back as a ghost. So, when I hear, oh, this owner of this hotel came back and haunts the grounds, I don't believe it. So I don't have any trouble with that.
Yeah.
However, when I see people getting murdered and sickos being disgusting, like kidnapping and killing, I am like, that could happen to me. I don't want to watch it, and it freaks me out.
Yeah, anything too dark, like I think I've watched a few things about Jeffrey Dahmer and, the famous murderers of our time, and that stuff really sticks with me. Like, I'll never forget some of the details I learned in there, like him drilling in their skulls and stuff. And then he poured acid in there. I don't know.
I after learning about Ted Bundy, because I watched several of the 10, like I almost watch it like to know what not to do. But like
Mhm.
I watched Ted Bundy. I've watched the cult stuff a little bit. I can't overdo it because I do freak myself out.
Yeah.
But like it's it freaks me out. And um I had to stop watching Dateline
Oh yeah.
because of like that. It really does freak me out.
Yeah, I'm definitely able to watch stuff like that with people, but I did live alone for 2 years ish, and I couldn't watch anything remotely dark or anything about a murderer or a break-in because
Yeah, this one story stuck with me. I remember it so clearly. It was, I can't tell you any of their names, but this woman had 2 kids and she let the windows open. It was a nice summer day. This guy just climbed through the window, kidnapped her, put her in the car, raped her. Um, and then her dad was like, when the husband came home, the murderer let her put the 2 babies in the crib. So when the husband came home and saw the 2 babies, he knew something was wrong. The dad was like chief of police or something. The police officer never got the call that
Mhm.
he needed to be looking for this car.
Mhm.
And the guy drove right by a cop. And she could have been saved if he got the call. And he just shot her in the head, buried her. And I was like, that story, I cannot leave my windows down or open anymore.
Yeah, that's so creepy.
Unless my husband's home, I cannot leave windows open. If a guy looks hurt because of Ted Bundy, I don't offer help.
Yeah, so basically
I'm just a bee.
he would act like something was wrong and then they
Mhm.
convinced the women, but like was he sexually abusing them or what? I don't remember what he was doing.
I don't know that he was. I can't remember. I'm sure.
I started the movie where Zac Efron plays him,
Mhm.
and I was getting real annoyed, so I turned it off.
Yeah, I don't think he raped anybody. Well, that is from my memory of watching the documentary like 3 years ago. I do want to add that in.
Hmm.
So I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember that, but I could have been more focused on all the murders he committed right under the police's nose. So,
Jeffrey Dahmer definitely was
mhm.
raping all over the
Yeah.
place. That sounds horrible, but yeah, he would prey on men and he would drill a hole in their skull, pour acid into their brain. It would turn them into a zombie, but he would keep them alive.
Mhm.
And then I think he would have sex with them and then they would die and I think he would do it again. Anyway,
That it
sorry, that's a
freaks me
lot of
out.
detail.
Yeah, so
I'll never forget it though. But also he had a really sad childhood and
mhm.
he had a freaking shack of probably animals he was torturing for a long time that nobody found.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
I mean,
They say that that's an early sign as if a child is torturing animals.
oh yeah, like
So,
that's just messed up. If you can't imagine what another person's feeling, I think something's real wrong.
yeah. So, that's a little off topic, us talking about how scared we are of these things.
But there's a limit to what
Mhm. You can
everybody
do.
has their limit,
So,
except for fearless people.
gore you're okay with as long as it's not excessive.
As long as the movie has some kind of plot line, I can deal with the gore. But I
Okay.
will probably close my eyes. And then like demonic / spiritual stuff
Is a no.
to an extent.
Mhm.
I can deal with a little bit, but The Conjuring really scared me for a long time because a lot of those movies are based on real experiences. So, yeah. No thank you.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
And I feel like it's a door. It's probably not good to like surround yourself with that dark stuff all the time.
Yeah. I'm trying to like really, like I said, I watch kind of stupid stuff
Mhm.
because like in my mind, my reality is already crazy enough, and
There's enough darkness in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
But a
So
little Hocus Pocus is good.
yeah, so I mean, Disney Halloween movies, I'm all over.
Those aren't scary though.
They're not scary at all. Although Hocus Pocus, until last year, I have to make this announcement. I did not watch Hocus Pocus till last year.
I thought you hadn't ever.
I did a little bit last year. I watched it on Halloween.
All of it?
No.
Oh, that doesn't count, hon.
Oh, okay. Well, I was scarred with it. And okay, really quick, for people who are about to come at me, 2 people do die in the movie. The boy, spoiler, the boy and the girl are dead.
You can't say that.
Yes, I can. I said
Okay.
spoiler, boy and girl are dead. People did die. I was scarred with this movie at like 5 years old.
All
and
right.
I was terrified that I was going to turn into a cat and then die. And not to mention, somebody comes up from the grave. I mean, it's a little freaky.
Have you ever seen The Ring?
No.
That movie has scarred me for life.
Really?
Yeah, I can't watch it.
But yeah, so that's why I'm like all over the Disney stuff. I love all the Halloween towns.
I want to watch those.
Twitches.
Twitches was so cheesy.
But so good, I thought. I loved Twitches when they'd go in the closet and then they'd be in their secret land.
I'm surprised your parents let you watch that.
Why? They weren't that strict.
It's witchcraft.
Oh, whatever. Okay, moving on.
Real quick, I wanted to touch on that certain fears are pretty much the same across cultures, no matter where you are in the world. So, for instance, like kids across the world are pretty much all afraid of strangers, separation, animals, storms, and the dark. So, something innate within us as humans, you know.
Is scared of all that.
Yeah. And then in our adolescence, a lot of people are afraid of humiliation. And then into adulthood, the fears become more abstract, like failure. So
I'm still afraid of humiliation.
I'm afraid of strangers and let's see. That's it. I like storms.
Yeah.
And then one of the last things I had was, so I wanted to talk about fearless people because there are these weirdos who wouldn't even be afraid if they were dying.
Really?
Yes. I think it's pretty rare. I don't have any stats, but I guess these people have been studied and scientists think that they don't engage the same part of their brain that highly fearful people overly engage. So something in their brain is not going off.
Wow.
And some people who are really scaredy cats, it's going off too much. So it goes back into the chemicals and it's kind of just based on your anatomy.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, I think maybe I fall and I'm scared a little too much.
Oh yeah, are you a scaredy cat?
Oh, 100%.
But you'll do a what's it called? A haunted hayride?
No. I told you I will not.
Okay, fine.
I will watch you do it. Although
that's stupid.
I cannot with people running after me. It freaks me out.
All right. Well, I have a couple more things. So stress hormones enhance fear extinction, which I find very odd. So a 2010 study examined how the stress hormone cortisol affected patients undergoing exposure therapy for a fear of heights. So basically, there were people who were scared of heights and they would get exposed to it. So, basically the study administered cortisol or a placebo to patients an hour before exposure therapy. The people that received the cortisol reported a greater reduction in the fear of heights. Those subjects also showed significantly greater reduction in anxiety during treatment. It might seem strange for a stress hormone to ease fear, but cortisol has been shown to enhance memory consolidation of new information in humans and animals. So basic cortisol, which is a stress hormone, helps in the fear extinction during exposure therapy.
Wow.
So I don't understand why that is. It seems like the opposite would be true. And then another thing I found weird was virtual reality is very helpful for people because it kind of creates that expected outcome and you know that if you want to quit, you can.
Yeah.
So it's good for people like with PTSD or people who are afraid of crowds. They can go in a virtual reality where they're in a crowd And then if they get overwhelmed, they can end it.
Wow.
So I thought that was kind of an interesting thought. And let's see. Did you know that you can die from being scared?
I've heard of that. You can literally be scared to death.
Yeah. If you can't calm down after the initial adrenaline rush that comes along with shock, the adrenaline and calcium keeps pouring into your heart, and it causes it to tremor instead of beat normally.
Wow.
In extremely rare cases, it can cause your blood pressure to drop. So you basically go into unconsciousness and then you die.
That is insane.
Yeah, but if your heart's healthy, it's really not common at all.
Yeah.
And you can prevent it by doing yoga, meditation, or other stuff.
Interesting.
So, since you're so scared of everything, maybe you should do some yoga.
Maybe. Although
I don't want you to die.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't want you to die either.
Sweet.
So do you have anything else to add?
That's it.
Okay, so really quick, I just wanted to go over common fears people have.
Okay.
So there's social phobias. That's kind of what you led on, anxiety disorders and social situations. There's agoraphobia, fear of open spaces, which I've always heard closed spaces, but it's like an anxiety disorder that can trap people in their homes or make leading a normal life impossible. So I guess it's like because it's so open, it's too much.
It's like that guy from the Benchwarmers who eats sunscreen.
I don't know about that. There's acrophobia, the fear of heights, which that's obviously common. Fear of flying, fear of enclosed spaces, which we already knew, fear of insects, fear of snakes, fear of dogs, fear of storms, and fear of needles. Those are the most common.
Who's freaking afraid of dogs?
Well, it says it's kids. They say a lot of kids are scared of dogs, and they joke that door-to-door sales agents are. But they say like a lot of people have had negative interactions with dogs, and that like once again, when you're a kid, like for instance, I've never been afraid of dogs. I have been afraid of a Rottweiler though, because when I was a kid, my uncle's Rottweiler was trying to play with me. And when we were playing, it accidentally scratched me. It had no intention of hurting me. My mom said the dog loved me. It would sleep outside my door every night and whine. And the dog just loved children. And yeah, he accidentally scratched me. And for a long time, I was terrified of a Rottweiler.
Oh, wow.
So I can kind of see how he just like playfully scratched me in the face.
Yeah.
I could see how a dog bite or a negative interaction with a dog where it's barking at you and you're scared will like you said, that will cement that as a memory.
Yeah.
And you'll not want to be around dogs.
Yeah, basically everything is pointing back to your childhood really forms a lot of who you are today.
And then like, with fear of insects and snakes, I think that's the fear of the bizarre and the deformed.
And the slippery and cold.
Yuck.
And they're associated with death and Satan.
Yeah, the snakes especially.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I remember one time it was my first time mowing my parents' yard by myself. And I almost ran over a copperhead snake.
What? And
I specifically remember it striking at me.
No.
Yes, like the mower was right in front of it and it did the strike at the mower. Not at me. I guess I shouldn't have said at me. At the mower.
Aw,
and
I feel bad for it.
You felt bad for the snake or the mower?
No, I felt bad for the snake.
Oh, okay. It was just like in the middle of the yard and I screamed. Oh my gosh. And then my dad never made me mow the yard again.
You probably were lying.
No, he had to kill it because it was striking at him too.
He killed it?
Yeah, it was a poisonous snake and there were kids in the neighborhood.
Was this in Florida?
No.
This is here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Well, they do say copperheads are in Indiana and certain rattlesnakes.
Did you keep it?
No, my dad threw the dead body over the fence.
You should have kept the skin.
Ew, no, what is wrong with you?
You could have made boots out of that.
It was a very small snake.
I'm kind of
I could have made a necklace.
I'm shook that you never told me this.
I'm surprised I hadn't. I was in 7th or 8th grade.
I'm pissed.
Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, that same, we had never seen a snake here in Indy. And then that same day, there was a little garden snake in our yard too. And my mom about died.
There were 2 snakes in one day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ew.
I know. The garden snake was really small. The copperhead, it was small for a snake, but it still is kind of big and gross.
Anything poisonous in your backyard in a neighborhood is really weird.
Yeah, well, behind my parents' house is this, it used to be a trail.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a trail anymore. The guy let it go completely, so now it's like wooded, like woods.
Yeah.
And even when it was a trail, stuff was overgrown, so that's why the copperhead was probably there. It was overgrown and it could hide in all that grass and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a safe place for a snake, but when it ventured into the yard, we said no.
Yeah, I don't blame him for killing it.
Ugh, so gross.
Kind of sad, though. He had some sad last moments.
Well, at least he got to have fun and try to get me. My dad was like, why? Mind you, 7th grade people. My dad goes, why didn't you run it over with the mower?
Hell no.
I know. I was like, no.
It would have survived and freaking attacked you. Yeah, stupid dad. I can't believe he'd ask that. All right.
He was just mad that he had to like get the rake out and beat it to death.
He beat it to death with a rake?
What else was he going to use?
An axe.
He didn't have an axe.
I'm just picturing you cutting its head off.
Ew, no, my dad beat it to death with a rake.
It's really sad.
I know.
I feel bad for it. He couldn't help he's poisonous.
Well, he could have helped striking at me. He could have stayed in his wooded area.
He's a snake.
But yeah, and then my neighbors, they did have like a little girl that was 6 or 7 at the time. So yeah, my dad was like, we're not going to let it get the kids.
It's good.
Yeah.
Our hero.
I know.
Well, yeah.
I'm sure you wish you could have. I remember my dad having the shovel or the rake over his head. I wish my dad, I think, was a little scared of it because he had to be away from the snake.
That's like Joe Exotic stuff.
I mean, yeah, he could have been.
He should be Joe Exotic for Halloween.
That would be so funny.
All right. Do you have anything else to add about fear?
No, I think we're good.
All right. Well, I hope you learned something new listening to these interesting facts.
These really pointless stories.
Yeah. Don't worry. The podcasts are going to get better for Halloween.
This was just an introduction on why we like to be scared. We were supposed to have a ghost story, and we're hoping we can add it in.
Yeah, we're going to try, but if it doesn't happen, we'll survive.
Yes.
I'm going to read you our misconnection.
I'm so excited.
Okay, it's called. This was in Manhattan, New York.
Ooh.
It's called Irish Guy Looking to Make Out Right Now. Hey there. So a long shot, but I'm a young Irish guy, 32, off the boat. Currently living in Manhattan and getting off work shortly. It's now 1:15 p.m. on a Monday, September 27th.
Ooh.
I'm looking to be a little adventurous and meet a woman randomly in this city, like now, and just meet on the sidewalk and start making out. No strings attached, just a heart-racing buzz of walking up to a girl, saying nothing, and just start kissing her. It's something I've always wanted to do, as it seems so hot and exciting. I can assure you that I'm a relatively good-looking guy, so you will enjoy the kiss, winky face. Clean and DDF, vaccinated, and fully stable, LOL.
He doesn't seem fully stable if he's going to Craigslist to get a kiss.
You put LOL after fully stable. I'm sure this post has got you wondering, but I hope it's got you as excited as I am. Who knows what could come of this, but one thing's for sure. It will brighten up the excitement level of a typical Tuesday evening. I dare you, ...
He said Tuesday evening?
Yeah.
Today's Monday. The day he posted it was on Monday. He said he wants to make out with somebody right now, but then said it's going to be on a Tuesday evening. What a goober.
Wait. It will brighten up the excitement level of a typical Tuesday evening. So he's trying to make this plan for tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So he just wants to kiss a woman, not say any, like literally not say anything to her. So she texts him, I'm wearing this, this, and this. And then he figures it out and just kisses her.
I don't really know, but it ends by saying, I dare you. Respond and let's go from there.
I would tell the guy that I'm wearing an I Heart New York t-shirt. Then I'd get 10 of my friends to wear an I Heart New York t-shirt and meet me in the spot and then see which one he goes for.
You'd go for the hottest. I don't know. I feel like I would respond to this and then hide out in the bushes.
To see if he's cute or not and then go for the makeout.
Yeah.
I just want to know, like, I mean, what kind of person does he think is going to respond to this Craigslist ad?
I don't know. He's really got his hopes up high.
I know. Bless his heart. Well,
But
good for him.
He's Irish, so.
Yeah, he's Irish. He's new maybe to America. He said he's fresh off the boat. So,
yeah. Irish.
Maybe you could meet up with him. Don't kiss him. Just like.
I already have an Irishman.
Yeah, you do.
He has red hair.
There you go. That's all Maddie wanted for years was a man with red hair.
But he does not play the banjo, but.
I mean, we can fix that.
That's true.
So, but yeah.
All right. Well. Ooh.
That's not really a witch's cackle.
That was a monkey. Ew.
How do you do a witch's?
Like that. That was pretty good.
That's a good one.
I'll get you, my pretty.
Dang, look at Maddie, the voice actress over here.
Yeah, I'm more than a model. And a dumb
You're
blonde.
more than a pretty face, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening, bees. We'll be back next week.
Yes.
With a really exciting episode with some really exciting costumes.
Yes.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Basic Bee Podcast. Make sure to follow the Basic Bees on Instagram at basicbpod or watch the video podcast on YouTube. And always remember, live, laugh, love.